Hey Woodstock and Lyman, thank you so much for your investment. I shared with you guys while you were here that once a couple of weeks had passed since you guys have been here, I'll send you an update on where we are. Of course, you probably know that we had about 30 people meeting in our home. God gave us the cafe, and so we were able to build relationships with people and kind of grow. We couldn't grow anymore in our home, and we were not ready to launch publicly with 30 people. We were not just physically ready. We wanted to launch Easter weekend. We were not ready, so we pushed it back to Father's Day weekend. And so still, Lord willing, we'll plan our church here on Father's Day weekend. And so let me just share with you some cool things. Because of your investment that week here in Las Vegas, we've literally grown 30 people. Since then, we were running about 30 people in our home, and now we're running about 60 people in the cafe. And that's a great start to be able to build our 5 teams. We want to have those 5 teams in place before we launch publicly. And so God is really allowing that to happen. So I want to say thank you for your investment. Let me just share with you some cool God-sized stories that have happened because of your coming out to Vegas. Number one in particular, those that participated with the sports camp. We had a lady that had taken her kid every single day to the sports camp. And on 2 particular days, she asked the question, so why are you guys doing this for free? And of course, I was able to share with them why we had a heart for the community and why we were able to do what we were doing. And so from that, she's actually started coming to our church. And she told me at that particular, at the soccer camp, on one particular day that she really had a heart to sing. And of course, we were in desperate need of some folks kind of leading us in worship. And so after talking to her, her heart's all in it. She used to attend a church, and she got out of that church. And so God has kind of rekindled that fire back in her. And so she's now helping lead worship here at LifeSong. So God's doing some cool things with some of the folks that participated in the sports camp. Also, those folks that handed out flyers. The Sunday when we had our first Sunday here, my wife and I were able to take a family to lunch and said, so how did you hear about our church? And they said, well, we had a flyer, and so I wanted to know more about this church. And so we were able to talk to them about what it meant to serve our community. And they were here that day. I talked about serving the community. And so they wanted to know more about the heartbeat behind LifeSong. And so I was able to share with them and pray with them. And so this family's been coming ever since. The guy got a job, and he really didn't know what the Christian life looked like. So he came the very next week and said, Pastor, it must be because I'm coming to church that I got a job. And so I was able to kind of tell him that it was not about you coming to church getting a job. And so God has begun to grow them and develop them. And we started a new series called The Game of Life. And so we handed out the board games, The Game of Life. And so he took several and he handed them to his friends and was able to share with his friends the meaning of life. And he's still learning all this. That's the cool thing about it. He's still learning what life's all about and how life in Christ and the relationship with Christ looks. And so he's been handing out these games to his co-workers of his new job. And so it's just really cool how it all started with a flyer. You handed it to them. They were interested in the church. They learned about what God was doing. They're still learning, and we're all still learning. But it's just really cool to see how God is just using that to impact some of the families. But let me just share this last story with you before I go. The Southern Highlands Association. We've been praying pretty much for a year now. God has allowed us to build relationships with the folks there. Well, summer of last year, we got shut down. Every single time we tried to go in and talk to the people there, they would shut us off. They said, no, we don't want anything to do with the church. And so just nothing. Well, God put it on my heart about a week and a half ago to really serve our community by helping in the foreclosed homes. So we wanted to try to pick up trash. We wanted to try to cut the grass. We wanted to serve our neighbors by making these foreclosed homes look better. And so I just had a meeting with the association office to see how that would look, the legalities behind that and some of the other issues. But anyway, long story short, they recommended that we would not do it because of other reasons. But here's the cool thing I want to share with you. During that meeting, as we were sitting there talking, everybody left with the exception of one. And this is what this lady told me. She said, Bobby, I worked here 4 years and I've been trying to build community in this community. She said, it's not worked. She said, I'm a Christian. Now, I didn't know she was a Christian. She said, I'm a Christian. I've been praying for your church. And this is what she said. She said, revival is going to come to Las Vegas and Southern Highlands because you're here. Now, you got to understand something. I know what the word revival means because I come from the East Coast. I didn't think that word existed out here. So for anybody to use the word revival, I thought, wow, how does that look? And so long story short, this lady had been praying for us, and she's the one that's kind of been the launching pad with us getting here in the association. So she's been just a huge blessing. And so we were able to talk out how that looks, and God just really opened up those doors. And so I just want to ask you to continue to pray that God would continue to do this. It's His plan, His perfect will, that we would continue to serve this community. And lastly, before I go, let me just say thank you to those parents that had sent all your teenagers and all your kids out to Las Vegas. Thank you so much for entrusting our church in Las Vegas to your kids. And I just wanted to personally say that to you. So your investment here in Las Vegas is really, really making a difference. For those at LifeSong Lyman, I want to say thank you for your investment. You know, your legwork, you handing out those flyers and really sweating and just pouring in your life into those folks that are in the community. Your investment is truly making a difference. So I just wanted to kind of give you an update. God is just really moving. We've kind of grown double since you guys have been. So literally, you've moved us 3 months farther down the road. And so I want to close with a couple things. Be praying for Father's Day weekend. I have no idea how many people will be here. Our goal, we're not interested in having this big number to say we had it for launch day. Our goal is that our people will be trained, and people, when they come, they will understand that we love them, we care for them, and we're willing to serve them, and we'll do whatever it takes to do that. And so my goal is not to have 200, 500, or even 150 on launch day. Our goal is to steady build momentum so that when launch day comes, people will see the heartbeat behind our church, and the momentum will continue to take place. And there's a lot of cool things that are happening. We're going to have movie in the park night the day before launch day, and that's just another way to give a free movie out to the entire community, put it on a big screen, and just say, hey, y'all come. And that's exactly how some ways we want to just try to serve the community. So there's tons of things I'd love to share with you. I'll be in touch soon. I'll send you over another update sometime soon. So God bless. Deeply love you.